Hello everyone, welcome to Time with Tao Tarot. Actually, it's now 12:30 at night and I actually didn't expect to do a reading. I didn't expect to read any cards, but then somehow I've been urged to do it. So I thought, I'm just gonna follow my instincts. It's been a while since I last upload videos, and I really apologize to those signs that I did not upload your videos last December, because there are a lot of things happened, and my energy was pretty much in a grief mode, to be honest, and I just don't feel right to do any reading for the rest of the sign yet. And because of that, I don't want to do any reading when I don't feel my energy is right. Anyway, tonight I did a reading for the world, what's happening right now. And actually I wanted to do a reading like that from time to time, but lately I didn't really want to, because I just I feel too much sorrow inside me, and I feel really sad the fact that until today there's still a lot of people are not taking this virus seriously. And like I said early last year, it's really causing so much death and unnecessary death, and just too much sorrow, and I just wanted to go within and get the downloads that I needed to. So the reading I did tonight, again, we start off with the moon card, followed by the sun card in reverse, and it's telling me very out loud that at the moment the situation around the world, that we have this very murky situation here, and there's a lot of unknown, there's a lot of unclear future for a lot of people, and a lot of secret as well going on under the moon. I also see there's a lot of people, they're urging to the eager, they're wanting to find the truth. They wanted to know when is this virus going to end and all that. But from what I see here, I'm afraid it's not going anywhere soon, from what the card is telling me. And it has a lot to do with people who are not being honest, who are not doing what they're supposed to do to help one another, to help to ease the situation. And therefore that's why we're getting the sun card in reverse. The next message I'm getting here is the Knight of Swords. It's combined with the Six of Wands. So it's telling me that in order to change the outcome, people must act swiftly, they must think quick, and they must act quick. So if they're still trying to juggle and running away from denial, telling themselves that none of this is real, telling themselves that it's some kind of lie host from the government, well, then it is not going to go that well, let's put it this way. What I'm finding a bit comforting is, at least I feel like there is still hope from what the card is telling me, but it's all up to the people whether they're willing to act and think swiftly and just go for it. Just do what you're supposed to do as a human being, and in order to have a victory come back. But I see, because a lot of people right now, it's their mind is not in the right place. They're really struggling in all aspects. We're talking about finance, we're talking about home life, we're talking about their love life, or family, in all sort of aspect. Because we have this strength card here next to the Kings of Pentacles, and it's telling me that a lot of people are struggling, and because they struggle, they can't really act right. Because maybe for example, they have a business, and they're not supposed to open the business just yet, because they need to they need to go under this lockdown. They need to help to reduce the transmission of the virus. So, but at the same time, because they are struggling with their own situation, and therefore they might don't want to do it. They might find a way to carry on, to make money and all that. And I know it's like, how do I say it? I know some people will justify, say, well, I have bills to pay, I have kids to feed, I gotta make some money. I get that, but they must look at the bigger picture. They have to look at the bigger picture, that this, we are all in this. So if you're just trying to make a decision and do something that will ultimately affect other people, maybe it doesn't affect you, but ultimately affect people, and that is still wrong, and that is still going to bring back the karma to you. And it's all about a test at the moment. I've been saying to people all along, I said every 10 years, if you watch my old videos, it's like a judgment year. And the judgment year happened last year, 2020, and it's all due to human have caused so much sin, and it's the time to hit us back. And you will see everyone will get affected in a different way. Some people will get affected really lightly. Some people, it really hit them hard. So, and it's not a coincidence. It's not because someone is lucky. It's nothing to do with that. It's really it's all comes down to what you have put in this life, what you have done to other people, and it will probably go all the way along from your previous life, like I said. And if people are not willing to get into the introspection mode, and they all think that what they're doing now, this life, it's just all about their joy and pleasure, and who cares others, happy-go-lucky, that kind of way of living, selfish and only care about the material stuff, it's not going to end well for those people, unfortunately. I mean, you can see as well, well, I can see here, you can't see, I'm looking at the cards now, that a lot of people, all their life is just all about themselves or their circle. They hardly really care for other people's. So when they ran off their good karma, the good karmas that they've done in the past, what happened? The bad karma kicks in, and what happened is going to really hit them hard. And when it hits them hard, it's really going to be quite a shock for them, like, because suddenly they could lose everything in just overnight, or people that they love. And it's going to hit them really hard, to the point they might end up become very cynical and blame others and blame this and blame that. And I'm just trying to tell you that the more people do that, the more you're going to be struggling, because there is not a way out. This is the time, suppose every single one of us to get into introspection mode, to think like, why it's affecting me the way it is. And I must say, sometimes when something bad happens, it's actually turned out to be a blessing, believe it or not. So I really wanted to remind people that, along the way, going through all this hard time, please don't forget to do your introspection. Just let go of your ego, let go of all that narcissist like way of thinking. Just think like you're always right and all that, and you're the big shot or whatever, like, or you're famous or whoever. Like it doesn't really matter. It really all comes down to your action, your thoughts, what you're putting to the world out there. And obviously, following by the 9 of Swords and the 8 of Swords cards, for those who are familiar with tarot, it's not a good combination, with sleepless night and, tremendous overthinking. Basically, I see a lot of you are in this deep hole. Basically, you don't see a way out. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to live anymore. And it's not a good combination. But I must say that there is still hope, and I'm not saying it just to trying to make you feel better, because the truth is there's always hope. It's just a matter of whether you're willing to make that choice, you make that switch. Whatever you're experiencing, even if something very painful, very sad, and or you feel really angry, believe it or not, it's just it all comes down to a state of mind by choice. Yeah, so before you become really upset or pissed off or mad at something or someone, just give yourself a few seconds, just pause yourself a few seconds and remind yourself, be mindfulness, just tell yourself that, wait a minute, don't even trying to let yourself react. Just give yourself some time to sink in and digest the whole thing, and think about, what causes this, why it's happening. Have I done the similar things to others in the past? Or if not, why? Even though someone, take it the wrong way and they do you wrong, trying to forgive them, because I'm sure, at some point in life you have done the same. I can guarantee you that, because no one is the same, so I'm sure along the way we have done that. And by liberate yourself, like by release yourself from suffering and pain, you must go through this like introspection and just hold your anger and all that negativity, reaction, just pause it for a sec, really have a think, and work on fairness, work on justice. Because we here I'm seeing 8 of Pentacles and Justice card together. So this combination again is telling me that you have to work on justice. Now, when I say that, it really applies to anyone, because it doesn't matter when it comes to home life, family, people you love, love life, work, in all aspects, stranger, it all comes down to justice as well. So they're saying that, have you been just working, you're just focusing, your coins and, your own material world, but have you actually being fair to yourself and to others? So just for example, during this hard time, if we can, I know it's a struggle for a lot of people, but just try to think what you can do to really help other people, not based on how you like it or how you want it. But when I say that, for example, let's say you see a beggar on the street, you might want to throw him some coins, while actually what he really needs is a jacket, right? So what I'm trying to say is, perhaps try to reach out and ask people what they really need, rather than what you want to give them, because what you want to give them maybe is not what they need. But then you might thinking that, well, they should be grateful, people give them stuff. I understand, but at the same time, what I'm trying to say that it's, you'll be surprised the impact of you really fulfill their needs. It's it's very is a lot different than you just throw them something that they don't need, because you actually put yourself into their shoes. Obviously, you need to help other people based on your situation. I'm not saying you're gonna go buy them a house in order to call yourself a good person. No, I mean, you also need to see what you can do. You do your best. You help them, even though, because like me as well, I'm not someone wealthy, but whenever I pass by a homeless person, I would just go up to them. First of all, I ask them, do you need anything? Is there anything I can get you? And if I can help you. Before I just give them some money, because maybe that's not what they need. Maybe they just wanted to talk, and it happens one time. It just happened. The beggar just wanted to talk. He just started the conversation, and he said, yeah, it's hard and all that. So, sometimes people, no matter it's people that you know or stranger, what they really need is not, it might not be the same what's on your mind. So that's why I'm trying to remind people that right now, this is what the world needs. If the world needs us to be more, vigilant about the COVID situation, by wearing masks, by keeping the distance, then do it. Because, if you only care about your freedom and your own pleasure, and you're jeopardizing other people, this is not going to go down well, isn't it? Because you're affecting other people. So when we narrow down to just like, let's say when it comes to your friends, family, sometimes simply just reach out and call them one after another one. Just make sure they're okay. And it might sound very little, but I tell you, whoever receives your call, they can feel your, how sincere you are, calling them and asking how they are. Because a lot of them, I can see now, they can't sleep. They're having sleepless night, and they're in this isolation, right? So what they really need is knowing that someone out there thought about them. They're thinking about them, and they're reaching out to call them and see how they are. And it's this feeling, it's just so selfless, I can't even describe it. So just be mindful about that. I'm trying to say this to people now. Now the next message, oh gosh, my phone is running out of battery. I better do it quicker now. Yes, now people, right now I see the Six of Cups and Temperance. So what happened is, I know a lot of you guys are thinking about the past, reminiscing about the wonderful things, people, places that we have experienced in the past. But because you have the Temperance card right now, so when the 6 added that 2 cups, it's saying to me that you have to accept now, you have to let go of things in the past if you need to, because right now the situation need us. Reminiscing is fine, but sometimes people are not willing to walk away and let go of the things that they've done before. Let's say they want to party and all that, and if they carry on party, obviously they're going to cause more pain and death, because the next card, we have 3 of Swords here and the 10 of Swords. Nothing worse than that now, I must say this. So people really got to act sensibly. Just think, I always say this to people, that whatever you do in life, you do it as long as it's not going to affect you and others. You can do it. But the minute that it's going to affect other people, or even there's a possibility to affect people but not yourself, you still don't do it. Just don't do it, because the karma always will come back to you at some point. Yeah, like we are all responsible in a way for one another, believe it or not. And this is exactly what is happening right now, the pandemic, when people, when the countries, different countries, they're not united, they're not trying to, do it together to combat this virus, then you will see it's just going to get out of control. And this is exactly what I've been saying all along. Now, another message is just that we have the Judgment card and the Death card. That is just scream out to me that there will be another chance, right, for the humankind. But again, because you're followed by the Death card in tarot, it can literally means death, or it can also mean a transformation. It is quite a relief to see this combination, because I do see a 50% chance, because Judgment is also mean a second chance, right? With the Death card as well, is also mean transformation. So really it all comes down to whether people are willing to do it. I really see fairness here, because I also see the Empress card and the Fool. So what the Divine is trying to tell us is, only if people are willing to come together with this Empress energy. Now, Empress energy is someone who is very loving, very nurturing, very selfless. They are very in tune with their emotions. And only if this Empress is willing to take the leap of faith, in order to get the second chance. But if none of you are going to do that, I can tell you easily that this Death card can literally means death. And I know it's going to be very hard for a lot of people to accept this, but this is just the way it is. There is no I think what happened is people overcomplicate things when something happened, started out from small and then just roll out like a snowball. And we really must act fast if we want to combat this. Otherwise, it just become more and more painful, and not to mention that for those who is trying to carry on and don't care about the world and don't care about others, maybe you just care about your own love life, for example, or this and that, it can also affect you as well. So for example, you can be a good person. I'm not saying you're selfish or any, maybe you do care the world, but at the same time, every single one of us have to ask ourselves what we should put, first. It is the world, it is one another, right? So it's not just about love life anymore. A lot of relationship also, I would like to mention here, don't work out. That's because a lot of people are not balanced with their emotions. So when they're not balanced, they can't manifest something, right? They can't fill the other person's cup because their own cup is not full. So this is why I would like to urge people that please don't ignore this judgment year that started like last year, because it's just gonna drag it till this year as well. It could drag into next year, which I will do another reading later on the year. But throughout this year, I just I'm not seeing anything majorly changing unless people are start having this wake-up call and willing to do so. So that's what I would like to tell people now tonight throughout this card reading. And yes, please trying to find your Empress energy back. This Empress energy, it can apply to male as well. It doesn't have to be just female. It's about finding the truth, being that honesty, that selfless energy, is not just about yourself. Come into this life is not just about yourself or just your family or just your friends. It can extend it to other people in this world. It can be to a complete stranger. So yeah, we really must start to think more and stop having this short-sighted way of thinking, because it's definitely not going to help us to move forward. Anyway, I hope this reading helps whoever is listening out there, and take care, and I will speak to you soon. Bye bye.